She's a mom, she's a wife, and she's an entrepreneur. Now, Ryan Nelson Goldwater is ready for the next step in her life. In this special edition of Quentin's Close-Ups, I speak exclusively with her one-on-one. So, I would say a lot of Charlestonians haven't seen you in a while since my interview with you in 2012, but you've been on social media a lot.
That's right. When I left Channel 4, I really took to Twitter for news. That's how, I got in touch with so many people, and then it went from there. I really enjoy social media, and it's a way that I can be at home working, but I also can't lean. But I also don't have to be dressed up.
Yes.
And, I still have friends, I guess.
Yes,
It's different when you work from home because you don't have all these people around you. And I'm a talkative person.
Yes.
I do miss the newsroom interactive part.
Oh yeah.
We scanners screaming at each other,
Yeah.
and it was fun. But I don't miss going to a job every day. I like being my own boss.
And personally, how are you? What is it like to be Ryan Nelson these days?
Well, these days I'm a mom.
Yes.
So she just turned 3, our daughter, Grayson, and that changed my life completely.
How so?
The last time we met was when?
2012.
That's right, and I was pregnant at the time. I didn't even know it.
Wow.
Taco Boy's where we met, too.
That's right. Right there in Eugene.
That's right. And when I found out I was pregnant, it changes who you are as a person. It changes you as a business owner.
Right.
And that's where I am now, trying to juggle being a mom and being a good mom. You always think you're not going to be a great mom, or at least I did. And I saw a tweet the other day that said something like, oh, here's ways that you can get all this extra time for yourself when you're a mom. And I'm like, and I was like, who wrote this? Because this is wrong.
Wrong. We need more time today.
Right. So I just, everything's changed.
Yeah.
And I like it.
And when I interviewed you for Quentin's Close-Ups in August of 2012, you actually told me this when I asked you about your future. You said, quote, put it out, say it. I would like to have my own column newspaper. When did you put out there that you would like to have a child and a sports talent agency and working on a political campaign?
I remember before I got pregnant, I felt this golden light coming and didn't know it was going to be a baby. I'm always big into putting it in the universe.
Yes.
And after I did say about writing for the newspaper. I didn't get my own column, but I did end up writing for the Post and Courier.
Okay.
And I got to write great feature stories. And so it's almost like you mark off your list of all the fun things. And everything leads to where it's supposed to go. Sometimes when that door, when you get fired, aka what happened to many of us at Channel 4 on that 2 months, you forget that outside of that little cubicle of your life, there's so many other things out there. And we get scared, to make that jump, but you've got to do it. It'll take you where you're supposed to go.
Speaking of which, you posted a video on Facebook on May 13, 2015 that basically said the following, quote, how much she's grown in a year boggles my mind. A year later, your daughter Grayson is 3 years old. How much is that boggling your mind right now?
Well, I've said this before. I don't know if I was going to be a mom. And it wasn't a bad or negative thing. My life didn't meld well for a child at the time. And so now, seeing her speak full sentences, know what's going on, it's really amazing to me to see it. And, mamas are mamas. We're always going to be there for you, whether you're 3 months or 300 years old.
Right.
And, your mom, where would you be without her, right? And
yes,
so I changed. I may have softened a little bit. As everyone knows, I'm pretty out and talkative, and I'm very upfront. My whole motto is I am what I am.
That's right.
And, I can't do a dog and pony show to tell you. I'm just me. So it definitely changed you. I love her, and it's amazing to watch a little person become a human and an adult.
Exactly.
She already knows, like today when I was meeting you,
Right.
she was like, where are you going, Mommy? A meeting? Yep. So she already knows, because Darren and I both work from home, and we tried to juggle that too,
Yes. And so, speaking of mothers, let's talk about your mom. You posted this on Facebook on Mother's Day, quote, Happy Mother's Day to Lena Nelson, a woman who has died a few times, hobbled a couple times, but came back to life even better. We love you. Tell me how much better is she right now?
She's much better. She was taking an NSAID, and it, which is, something, I won't say names, but which loosens the vulnerable plaque in your heart.
Wow.
In women, ladies, 40 and up. Dr. Craig, talk to him. He's a great cardiologist.
Okay.
But what happened was she had a heart attack, and the Widowmaker, which is hence the name, was blocked. And she died 3 times that day just in the bay and going into the emergency room. And they pretty much were like, she's dead. And we were overwhelmed. We were on the heart transplant list. It's nothing that I'm glad Grayson wasn't around. I'm glad I wasn't pregnant. You know, Darren was there for me and my dad.
Right.
And it changed. I mean, so what happened was then to save her life, they put her on what's called ECMO.
Okay.
And it actually takes your blood out and oxygenates it so your heart and lungs don't have to work so hard. It saved her life,
Right.
and the CTICU nurses, the doctors, everyone worked together to bring her life back. She did lose her leg under the knee down for an amputation, because when you're on ECMO, sorry, I keep pretending to
Sure.
look at the camera,
No
talk.
worries. No worries.
When you're on ECMO, the capillaries on your fingers and your toes are so small that it doesn't get the blood circulation it needed. So she got a pressure sore on her left heel. You know, you're laying there in a coma.
Right.
And so they had to amputate it. We were told on Thanksgiving, and then she was amputated on Black Friday. So while everyone else is shopping, it's devastating. I mean, as we get older too, I was saying that you have to, as a parent, now that I'm a parent even more, you gotta let your kids know. You guys have got to talk about what death is about, how you're going to be, how do you want to go? You want to be cremated? Do you want a memorial service? Some people, I went to my friend's funeral, and you know, his mother, he brought in plantation singers for her because it was an honor of her life.
Right.
Everybody has a different way.
Right.
But it's hard for me because of death that did happen so young with
Right.
Peyton and
Right.
Jason dying, and it's changed, definitely.
Speaking of which, Peyton, you told me in 2012 that her death was, quote, awful. She's someone you think about all the time.
Yep.
And when I interviewed you for Quintus Close-Ups in 2012, you basically told me that writing is your healing for her pain. As we sit here right now, what is healing you these days?
Well, my life, I guess, work keeps me busy. I still have a lot of PTSD from it. I've gone to therapy, and but it's something that you'll always, because of murder. I think that's the whole thing. When accidents, murder, anything,
Right.
something's taken from you that fast, and then it's devastating to see all the court we had to go through, and that's why you didn't hear, what's going on with all the trials,
Right.
and it brings everything back,
Yeah.
because no one needs to die senselessly.
You're right about that. And you talk about your husband, Darren.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, how is he these days? Because he's extremely busy.
He's very busy, which is good. I don't have to do TV anymore. Besides, I like behind the scenes
Oh,
now,
great.
being director, producer,
Right.
writer.
Yes.
But he was with the American Sports Network right now. He does D2 college, so he'll do everything from football, basketball, baseball, lacrosse,
Yes.
softball. So he's doing great, and he does better every year, I guess is what you could kind of say.
Yeah, let me walk back down memory lane with you, because you told me this also in 2012 for Quintus Close-Ups, quote, best is yet to come. Those were your words to me in 2012. As we sit here right now, what's the future for Ryan Nelson Goldwater?
Well, I hope to continue. We're very busy at Nellwater. We're very busy, and I like doing the political campaign stuff.
Okay.
And I'm not going all that way, but taking on new projects and new clients. And it's not just about, let me write this press release about you. It's forming that bond. A lot of my clients I've had since day one, 6 years since I've been gone, which is great.
Yes.
Crew Cafe, Crew Catering,
Right. Yes.
Dr. Jermaine. And
Right.
you build a relationship. Like, I can still be your marketing PR person, but I don't have to be in the office next door the whole time.
Right.
So with Nellwater, we're doing Nellwater Sports now, which
Yes.
is an offshoot, which we do reels for people like Darren.
Yes,
You
yes.
can go out and get a reel done when you're a reporter,
Right.
or you can get it done when you're like doing the combine.
Right.
But it's hard for announcers and analysts to get that done. So we're doing that on this off season during times where Darren's done someone hockey for them. And he's gotten a few, so we're very happy too. And I guess in general, it's just learning to live every day, and I take more time for my family. That's another thing. I used to work way too much,
Ooh-wee.
and I still work way too much.
Yes.
But we've all had jobs our
Yes.
whole life.
Yes, yes.
And I have to stop when Grayson looks at me and says, "Mom, can we go to the pool?"
Right.
I look over, there's 5,000 emails and phone calls, and salespeople are calling me, and I just say yes, because she's only that age, that minute,
Yeah.
that day.
Speaking of an emotional minute, let's go back to the time when you were working with Elliot Summey, and this was really the days right after Melvin Emanuel tragedy, when you actually were spearheading a press conference to get all of these who's who of Charleston together for a very important event.
Well, it's honestly, it's weird how Charleston, we're all connected in somehow. And Elliot called me the night before saying, I need your help because we want to bring down the Confederate flag, and we're building a press conference in the North Charleston Chambers. And Marlon Kimpson was on, and, you know, Mayor Riley at the time, Mayor Summey, you know, it was all these guys coming from like both sides and taking down something that really needed to be taken down in many people's opinion. It caused a lot of animosity, but I'm glad to be a part of it because when Elliot called and he said, your family may be in jeopardy if we do this. Are you prepared for this? I said, yes, I am. Because I want my daughter to have a better life.
Yes.
That's why when we were in the AFA commercial, Alliance for Full Acceptance, we were considered the straight heterosexual couple with a kid. Dan Crosby called, and that's what he wanted. And having her realize that you love who you want to love, you know, be who you want to be without any confines is what I really need her to learn from me being around now. And me doing these things to learn, you know, to teach her.
And speaking of which, let me go back to the...
Where's the wine?
It's wine hour somewhere, I guess. But Mother's Day again. As you know, the Citadel Beach House basically burnt down to the ground. And from what I understand, that's a place where you got married.
It is. It's a wonderful place. Darren was a Citadel radio guy at the time. And he, it was sad, and I feel bad for all those brides and families out there because, you know, that's a lot of money and getting, you know, it's supposed to be your perfect day, and now it's changed, but, you know, at least no one was hurt.
Thank God.
And I know they'll rebuild even better. And, you know, the Citadel has been working hard to make that place wonderful, and we were working with the Citadel on Sertoma Classic this year. It's coming up. So they've always been wonderful. So.
And what can we expect from this particular year with the Sertoma Classic?
Well, we have even more Powder Puff, even more new teams, high school teams. We're getting chorus groups involved, bands, more Spirit Awards, more money for these teams. So it's going to be, you know, every year Sertoma changes. Remember, we went. I mean, I was much older than when
But I'm 84.
No, whatever. But that's when you're born. Yeah, I'm 75. So, but you know, it's a great because all the money goes straight to the charities.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about, really. And that's why when you work in these places, you know, I enjoy being with people who help people, like Winwood Farm. They're one of the people.
Yeah.
So Callie Vanderbilt was awesome.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
We're still sad about the tragedy that happened of Emmanuel a year ago. Where are you emotionally 1 year later?
Oh, for them, I think, you know, they need time to heal out of the limelight. I think. I remember when Peyton was murdered and I was on the cover of the Denver Post. And, you know, with my two friends and the first day that her murderer was come to trial, and, you know, you don't want your life splashed out that whole time. So in my opinion, what it did to me was hindered me for healing. And then having to go through trials when the living, you know, they say it's not even a manual 9, it's a manual 12.
Look at the survivors.
The survivors, that's the thing with death. The survivors, death and murder all have tentacles, I always say. It touches more than one person. It touches so many. So my heart hurts for them, and I just think maybe time, you know, once everything's just calm for them, you know?
I agree completely.
So.
Well, Ryan Nelson, it's always good talking to you.
Good talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate this.
Love you.
Thank you.